Okay, hey guys, this is going to be episode number 5 of the Crocheting Stitch podcast. I'm coming to you again. It's been like probably a little over a week. I've been on vacation, so I thought I would get this video done before this, but life stuff, and I'll tell you about that in a minute. A little disclaimer, this video might have to be made in 2 parts. Not like last time where it was 2 completely separate videos, but you might see me in 2 outfits because I don't have a lot of time today. My husband's on his way home and we're going to go out for dinner. This is Gus. He's a new family member making his appearance on the podcast. His name is Gus, but my husband wants to call him Cotton, and I will explain that in just a few minutes. But if you hear some crazy noises, him and Henry, who you've seen on the podcast before, are still kind of adjusting to each other. He's only been here for a little less than a week, so Henry's still getting used to him. So there's a little growling, but they haven't really, you know, there's been no attacking or anything like that. So I think they're going to be fine. I just think it's kind of a adjustment period. So I have a couple things that I have finished, which is awesome, and some things that I'm working on. Gus, hold on just a second. Let me fix this. Gus wanted to look out the window, and he was going to climb in between the blinds, so I went ahead and opened the window for him. So it might have changed the light a little bit, or you might get a more glare, but it's better than him ripping the window shades down. So, alright, so I'm going to start with the things that I am working on right this second. Oh, sorry guys, let me adjust your back a little bit. That's what happens when you real professional podcaster here. So the first thing that I'm going to show you is this, there is a shawl called the boomerang shawl. This is not it, but it's kind of that shape. I've made a shawl that's this shape before. It's that asymmetrical shape where you start at this end and you go up. And this is just some sock yarn I got a while back at, let me see if I can fix the color here just a little bit. See if the, oh well, we'll see if it changes up in just a minute, because I clicked on, there we go. The background will be white behind my computer, so that might help the color. So this is a yarn I got a while back. This is the Deborah Norval sock yarn. I got a whole bunch of these when they were on clearance at Joann's, and I just haven't had anything really to do with them, because you do crochet with all kinds of yarn, but this skinny of yarn really lends itself better to knitting. So it's in its beginning stages. And what it's a free pattern, and I'll tell you who did in just a second. Hey guys, calm down. Say hi to Henry. So it's a free pattern on Ravelry, and it's basically just like a little eyelet section, excuse me, a little eyelet section and then garter section. And the pattern, I told you they were behaving themselves with each other, and now that I'm recording, they're acting like jerks. But anyway, this is called the Tiana shawl. It's by, I would imagine it's Eva Cascu, but here, I'll hold it up so you can, it'll be backwards for you guys, but you get the drift. And I will make podcast notes on Ravelry with the links to these patterns in case you are interested. But so far, it's going pretty good. These are on my Chowgu needles. These are the regular reds, not the red lace. And I'm using, these are always really hard to, I like that it's printed on here so it doesn't rub off, but it's hard to see. These are US size 4, 3.5 millimeter needles. And I've just been kind of working on that off and on, just as something a little bit simple to do. And what's next? Oh, this is a mess. I think a kitten might have been playing with this. But this is another just asymmetrical boomerang type shawl that I'm working on out of some just crazy baby type yarn that I have. I don't have the ball band for this, but I have showed you this before. I was making a blanket. I'm not going to make that blanket out of this. I just don't like the way it's going, you know. But I probably had the ball band and everything when I showed you about the blanket. So, but anyway, this is just something I take to work with me because it's really easy. All this is increasing on one side and just, you know, you do like a knit two together on this side, and on this side you do knit one front and back. So it's pretty simple, and it doesn't take, I can just sit it down, and then, you know, now since somebody a few episodes back told me how to tell like which side I was on, I don't have any problem just sitting it down and picking it back up and sit, you know. And I don't have a pattern for this. It is just a basic. I basically looked up a couple patterns, kind of like the boyfriend pattern, or the ex-boyfriend, I guess is what it's called. But all you do is on this side, you knit one and then knit two together. And on this end, you knit one front and back and then knit one. That's all it is. So it's really simple. Guys, he is a far more vocal kitten than Henry is, for sure. He never shuts up. So the next two things I'm working on are in my Poor Girl project bag. And this is like the big jumbo size. This was a Christmas pattern. Christmas pattern with Christmas owls. It's like, I'm hoping he doesn't knock the camera over. Hey, come here, Gus. Come over here. Come over here so you're not in the way. Come here, baby. Maybe he'll sit by me over here. Probably not, because he's a kitten and he's crazy. I did make a lot of progress on my Kamorbi shawl by Jessica Andrews. And I showed you this. I've showed you it several times, probably. And I just put it, it's very, like, I have to pay attention because every row is pretty much different. So I don't work on this all the time, just kind of when I'm feeling the you know, and plus it's gotten quite, it's quite big. So, although really, let's just be honest, you work it from the top down, so it's not really getting any bigger. It just feels like it is. But I've showed you this before. It's got a kind of, this pattern might be paid for, so I'm not going to tell you, you know, everything about it, but you can kind of see the little chevron-y, triangle-y pattern thing going on. It's all scrunched up. This is a fairly long set of needles, but it is still scrunched up pretty good. You can kind of see the pattern a little bit going on in there. These are, again, chagoos, but these are the lace ones. See, they don't have a bend in them. And cat butts. These are US size 6 4mm needles. And I do know what kind of yarn this is. I have the ball band, if Mr. Gus would get out the way. I like the fact that he's so little right now. You just pick him up and move him if you need to. Henry, not so much. This is a Bernat Softy Baby yarn in color white. It's just a regular Bernat yarn. Honestly, it's not that soft. Like, it feels pretty soft in the ball, but when you work it up, it's not that soft. I don't know. It kind of reminds me of cotton, like when you work it up, the way it feels. Now, it might soften way up when I wash it. But right now, it's kind of stiff when you work with it and make, you know, when you're working the stitches with it. So that may be another reason why I'm not jetting through this one. Although I am I'm more than halfway through it. So this is going to be a Christmas present for my mom, by the way. And there's like a leaf pattern at the bottom. That's what I'm getting to pretty soon. So that'll hopefully be more enjoyable. Because I really I've made something else with that leaf pattern before. And I really like that kind of pattern. I'm sorry for the meows. If you can hear those. He's vocal. And I busted out my Sprite's Fin shawl by Helen Stewart. Let's see if I can untangle the pieces a little bit. This I talked about last time about how I wasn't really feeling it, but I was going to try to work on it some. And I think I did show you last time where I was at. I have put a big dent in it. I have a lot more on the needles now. If y'all can see that. And I really like the way this yarn is working up. I changed my needles. These are Addie's. I can't remember what exact kind, but they are Addie's, and they are a US size. They have it written on here, but you can't read it. So I'm not real sure. They're small needles. I think it may say US size 5, 3 point. I don't know. I can't read it. It's really bad. It's really not good. They have it printed in the cord. You can see those little black dots. That's the sizing and everything printed, but you can't hardly read it unless I'm just, you know, having a spaz about, like, you can't. I think it may be a US size 5. I'm not sure. It's what the pattern calls for. And it's the pattern's part of the Shawl Society too. It's actually pattern number 2. So, and I do, since I switched to these needles, it's been going quite a bit better. I'm not sure exactly why. Sorry, cat. I think it's the cord, not the actual needles, because my Chalgu needles are more pointy, but they, or it may be the coating on the needles. I was having a hard time sliding the yarn across the needles, so I'm thinking it's just something different in the coating. And like I said, this is the Helen Stewart Sprite Spin pattern, and this yarn is a lace weight yarn that I got, and I did talk about this, and I showed the band and everything. I got it off of Etsy from a really nice lady, and it is beautiful. It's called something about, it's like beaches or beach and sea or something like that. I love it. I'm on it now, so I'm gonna be hopefully I will keep on working on that. I am going back to work tomorrow, so I don't know, some of my more intricate patterns I don't like to take with me to work, because I feel like I can't get through a row on lunch break. So, I don't want to just stop in the middle of a row on some of the more intricate type patterns. So, yeah. So, that's why sometimes those take a little bit longer than other ones. I am still working on my scrappy, being a mess. I'm still working on my scrappy granny square blanket that I showed you guys last time, the one that's white with the multicolored stripes. I'm not going to show you that. I haven't put any more work into it, but I am still working on it. It just, because it's so big now, it takes a long time to get all the way around, and so, it's like you do, you get tired of work going all the way around. With it. So, I don't know what's news is on my phone. So, those are all the things that I've been actually working on. So now I'm going to show you something I finished. I'm really excited about. I'm going to put this aside. I finished my Vila wrap by Helen Stewart for the Shawl Society 2. This is actually pattern number 3, I believe. I finally finished it. And it is ginormous. It has not been washed or blocked yet. I don't have any blocking needles or I don't have any way to block stuff unless I pin it to the wall. So I probably will just wash it by the care directions on the ball band, because I still have some of the ball bands left. And then just kind of lay it out flat and, because because it's really not, the only thing it's doing is, let me fold it so I can show you guys better. It's ginormous. It's longer than my arm span, so it's more than 5'7". So the only thing it's doing that I think kind of needs to be blocked a little bit is, and you can't even really see it very well, but it is puckering a little bit where the increases and decreases are to make these kind of chevron-y shapes. But this is my favorite part. These two panels of color where it does this patterning. I love this. And you can wear this as a shawl, like a wrap, or as a scarf. So, excuse me. I probably will wear it more as a scarf than anything else, but I just love it. I probably will make this pattern again. It did take me a little while to get through it, but it's great. And these are all Knit Picks Brava Sport in, this is like asphalt heather, I think, or something like that. It's really not a heathered color, but it's like asphalt, black, and, I don't know, purple. I told you guys all the colors. I went over all the colors in my last video, I believe. So if you need them, or they're in the notes for the last episode. So, but yeah. So I really do. I love this. I love the way it turned out, and I did notice I did part of the pattern wrong. It's just a learning curve. The pattern has you can't even hardly tell the difference. You can, it's not real noticeable. So, the pattern has a slip to knit or something like that. And what I was doing is slipping and then knitting two together and then putting that one back over. And what you're supposed to do is slip two, knit one. And anyway, it made the same effect. You can't hardly tell. The only place, like, you can see this part of the, well, you can't even see. So it really makes, it didn't really make a whole bunch of difference in it still did the overall effect. The where I did that part is just not quite as nice as how it should have been. See what I'm saying? So I may do this pattern again. I probably will, because I really like it, and I think in some more I mean, these are not super contrasting colors, but maybe in some more muted type tones. I think my mom would really like this, like maybe a cream and a brown, and then I don't know. So, you know, like those kind of more earth tones. I think my mom would really like this. She really likes the like white and cream. So, I think that would be really pretty in this. Maybe even like your two bolder colors and then the white or cream in the panel. I think she would really, really like that. So, what else did I finish? I'm trying to find a place to put this stuff on. I made, let me just grab it. I did finish the blanket for my friend's baby. Well, my friend's nephew's child. And I think that'll be all down here so that, yeah, I think I showed you all the rest of the stuff in my bucket. I have a bucket on the floor of stuff that needs to be washed. So, because I don't like to just, even though I have a washing machine that measures out the water that you need, I don't like to just wash one or two things, especially if they're knit things that's like hats or something, or crocheting things, because it's so small. I feel like that's a waste. But here it is, and it's big. It's big enough probably to be like a, I don't know, like maybe a little couch lap blanket in addition to a baby blanket. So, which I like, because I mean, if you make somebody a tiny, tiny baby blanket, that's all they're ever going to be able to use it for. This could go on her bed as she gets older and that sort of stuff. I have not tied all the ends in yet because I want to wash it and then tie in all the ends so I don't end up with any crazy loose type ends going on. But And this is, I went over the names of all the yarn on the last episode. A couple of these are the blue, and one of these, this variegated, are kind of the cheaper Michaels brand, like not even their loops and threads, but the one that's below that. But it actually worked up really well, and I'm going to see how it does in the wash. I think it's going to wash up really, really well, because it's already a little bit softer than this one, which is a red heart, and this is a Karen 1 pound. So yeah, so that's done. And I had some extra yarn because I always overestimate how much yarn I need when I do pretty much anything, because I'd rather have too much than have to run out and get some more. So I had plenty, because that Karen was a 1 pound. So I made a little, this was just for fun, I made a little baby dress type thing out of it. There is a pattern for this. Let me look it up for you. This is called the Butterfly Kisses baby dress, and let me look it up for you and see. It's called, it's by Crochet Zone. It's called the Butterfly Kisses baby dress, and it is a pattern on Ravelry. It's a free pattern. It just links you. It's one of those where it's not a download. It links you to a page. So if you look up Butterfly Kisses baby dress, and it was super easy. It's a crochet. And I put little buttons on the back for the closure. It's super cute. So, and again, it's still got a couple of short ends that I need to take care of. But I need to wash this first. So, and I may have to wash it twice, because this is that cheaper yarn. But I think it's really cute. It's kind of got a wavy thing. I'm not sure, because I don't have a child. I'm not sure what size this would fit. But I'm just going to give it to her with the blanket. So it's just going to be, because when somebody pays me to make something for them and it doesn't take all the yarn, I don't want to like hoard the yarn, because I feel like you paid me for it. So, you know what I'm saying. So, and I did make this toddler baby type hat to go along with some more pieces of it. So this is just a Better Late Than Never beanie in the smaller size. I think there's 3 sizes in the Better Late Never beanie. There's an extra, there's like a large, there may be 4 sizes. There's a large, a women's, a teen, and a baby. And this is the baby size. I think it's a free pattern. But yeah. And this is just the pink and the variegated. Again, it needs to be washed, but it's already pretty soft. So, and the baby's going to be born in January, so it may not be, it may not be cold. It'll be cold in January, but by the time they get old enough to wear this, it may not be cold anymore. But it'll be cute for pictures, so they can wear it with take pictures with the little, on the little blanket. So, and then I used some of the other scraps, the same pink and the variegated. These really, I haven't even done the ends in yet. But this is also the Better Late Than Never beanie. Better Late Than Never beanie. But what I did was, instead of using a contrasting color, I just used the same color all the way down until I got to here and made a couple little stripes of the color. This is the red heart variegated. This is the Karen. So, yeah, I thought that was cute. And I did make a little scarf to go with it. Yeah. So this one, I don't know. I may give it to the girl as well. Just kind of depends. On if she wants it or not. She may not want it. Because she's not a big pink person. The girl that had ordered the blanket for me. She's not big on pink. So, the mom of the new baby is, though. If y'all are wondering why everything's pink, that's why. So let me push this back over so we don't have any puppies in the bucket. The last two things I made were I broke out my Addy machine and I just made a regular hat. This is a reversible. It's the same. It's reversible, but it's the same color all the way through. And yeah, so this is just out of some scraps that I had. And I actually had the ball band. Yeah, here we go. I'll show it to you in a second. And then I made a scarf to kind of go with it. It's not, I crocheted the scarf, so it doesn't match exactly, but I thought it was pretty cute, and it's out of the same color. So what I did with this was, I did a double crochet, or a half double crochet row, 2 double crochet, and then I did rows of, hold on just a second, rows of where you, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, and just alternated it, and then did the same thing down here. So let me put you on pause just one second. Okay, sorry, husband called, said he's on the way home from school to pick me up, so this probably will have to be in 2 parts. I mean, I'll just keep talking, but, you know. But like I said, I did this one to kind of go with this. Now, I'm going to tell you, in case any of you guys are Addy people, I just want to give you a heads up. This is just some scrap yarn that I bought in like a big lot that I got from Craigslist. And I like the color. It is a rough yarn, but I'm not sure. It will probably soften up when I wash it. It's 100% acrylic. I may have to even put it with a little fabric softener, but it's just some cheapy kind of yarn, which is not, I mean, I don't have anything, but I did want to tell you about how it did in my Addy, because people are always asking, or always wondering what kind of yarns work best in the Addy machine. This, I don't even know where you get this anymore. I got these from an older lady, well, actually an older lady's family. I think she had passed away. And it's just several tubs of, Rubbermaid bins of yarn that I got from her, and this is just one that I pulled out the other day. This is called Color Match, and it's just a acrylic, no dye lot yarn made in the US, and the color is sage. It does say on the bottom softer and brighter, which makes me kind of wonder what the you know, what the other kind, how rough that was. But it's machine washable. It says it's moth proof. I don't know what that means. Like, I guess because it doesn't have any natural fibers in it. But yeah, and it even it does have a old, for this pillow, like a pattern for this pillow on the inside. I don't think I'll be making that. But this yarn, if you have any of this, or I don't know where it comes from, it does not work well in the Addy. I think because it's kind of on the stiff side, it tried to drop stitches on me a lot. So I was going to make a scarf on the Addy to match the hat, but it was giving me such a hard time that I changed my mind. That's why the scarf is crocheted instead of on the Addy. So just in case, you know, you guys have any of this in your stash or whatnot, it didn't work well in my Addy. Now, it is a beautiful color. It's not, this color it's showing up is really not true to color. It's more like this color when you see it back here. It's like a sage green. It's really a pretty color. And it doesn't feel, it reminds me of the Red Heart yarn and the acrylics, all of it. Oh my gosh. I can't talk. The Red Heart variegated yarns, you know how they're a little bit more scratchy? That's kind of what this reminds me of. So I'm thinking that it will probably wash up and soften up pretty good. But I'll let you know. Just like that kind I got from Michael's, the value kind. Oh, here's the bin. Here it is. It's called Craft Smart Value Yarn. That's what I got from Michael's. And their variegateds are actually really soft. It's their solid colors that aren't, which is an odd I guess it just depends from yarn company to yarn company. But I'll let you guys know how that washes up and how this does as well. But yeah, it just didn't do good in my Addy machine, which is sad because I really liked the hat. But now I'm going to throw that ball band away since I don't need it anymore. I feel like a hoarder holding all these ball bands till I make a video, and then I lose half of them anyway. So that's all of my works in progress and my finished stuff. I do not have any acquisitions since the last video, which is awesome because I really don't need any more yarn or stuff. I really don't need anything. So, and I'm resisting. Today and, well, yesterday and today, the Michaels near my house has moved across the street to like a new shopping center, and they're doing their grand opening. So all their impeccable yarns are on sale for $1.99. So, or $1, I think it's $1.99. It may be $1.59. So I'm resisting the urge to go over there and do some damage. So I just have to make it through today without going over there, and then the sale's over. So I think I can do it. So what else is going on? Cotton. His name is Gus. I went to the new PetSmart near my house in that same shopping center that they just moved the Michaels into. And I saw a kitten, her name is Cammy. She was a black kitten. And super cute, really loving. And so the next day I went back to see if I could get, because that night it was really late and there was nobody to let me in there to kind of play with the kittens. So the next day I went back, and the lady who is actually over those kittens was there. So if you don't know how that works, if you don't have a PetSmart in your area, PetSmart is not selling the kittens. It's actually this one was a humane society, but sometimes it's a local animal shelter, just a rescue group, and they let them come into the PetSmart, and they adopt out their kittens through the PetSmart. The money that you pay goes to the adoption agency, not to PetSmart. See what I'm saying? It's kind of like they're not really making any extra money on it, other than what they get you on is the food. You know, you're already there, you get a kitten, they get you for the food, the litter, whatnot. So that's how it benefits them. But anyway, so the second day when I went, the lady from the it was actually a Humphreys County Animal Control or Animal Shelter, which is about an hour from here. So I don't know exactly how they ended up with her and not a more local. But 2 more kittens in, who were just about the same age as the little black kitten that I was looking at. Her name was Cammy. She was about 5 months old. The 2 other ones they brought in were 4 months old. Gus, who is now Gus. I'm not calling him Gus. And then Gaston was the other kitten. He just must have heard me say his name because But so Gaston and Gus, which if you didn't know, Gaston, of course, from Beauty and the Beast. Gus is actually the kitten. The mouse from Cinderella, one of the little mice. I think he's like the fat one. But so we got all of them out. I played with all of them. And Mr. Gus here was actually the best fit for us. He's playing with Henry. They're running around. But he was just curled up in my lap and wanted to snuggle. Cammy, who I came to look for originally, didn't want nothing to do with me. Which is, I mean, I understand. It's, you got to know they're just getting out of their little kennels. They want to explore. I just kind of bonded better, I guess, with Gus, who is nowhere to be found now. He's running around with Henry. So, me and my husband went back later on that evening, and he met Gus, and we signed the papers. And then I had to come back the next morning to get him because I didn't have a kennel. They had those cardboard ones that I thought if you adopted a cat that they would just give you. Of course not. They sell those, and they were really expensive for a piece of cardboard. So I was a little bit upset, but he put a thing on his little door that said he was adopted, and I just came back the next morning and picked him up, which was good because, you know, it was in the morning, and it wasn't like we were going to sleep. I was up all day to make sure that he was okay and that he kind of did all his stuff. So it's turned out really good. He's super loving. He is super vocal. He meows a lot. But what's crazy is that he actually has gotten along much better with Lola, the crazy dog, than he has with Henry. I mean, he's supposed to be, one of the reasons I got him was because Henry is super lonely. My husband being in school and working 2 jobs, and then me just 1 job, Henry's been kind of showing anxiety, like separation anxiety and stuff like that. So I thought, you know, I've been wanting a kitten. So, but I thought, you know, that this would be a good time for him. They could bond. He could have somebody to play with during the day only if we weren't here. So what's funny is that he's actually been playing with Lola, the dog, way more than he's been playing with Henry. But Lola is much more playful than Henry is, so that's okay. They seem to be getting along good. Nothing too crazy has happened so far. Yeah. He's just super loving, and I have a couple little short videos and some pictures that I will put in at the end. If I can figure out how to make like a slideshow, that would probably work really well. I'll put it at the end. So what else has been going on? My husband has started, I don't know if the last time he had already started, he may have, but he has started his graduate school at Lipscomb, and he has had he was in Canada last time, so yeah, he had started. He's back from that. He really enjoyed that. But there is so much more stuff to do with this grad school than there was with undergrad. So, I mean, he's got like meet the firms. He's had several interviews. There's open houses at accounting firms. He's had things at the school that he's at. So in addition to working his internship during the day, Monday through Friday, and then going to school at night, and then on the weekends he still works his old job just to keep it because the internship is not guaranteed. So in between all that, he's had to go to interviews and to all these extracurricular things. So it's been a little crazy, you know, just kind of helping him out and keeping, he's only got like 1 suit, and he's got several shirts and ties, so we've had to be running back and forth to the dry cleaners just to make sure all of his stuff is taken care of. He's had to like fill out all this paperwork for his intent to sit for the CPA, and that's been a whole big old thing because it's like $500. So, but all that's taken care of so far. It's just been hectic, and I go back to work tomorrow, which I'm not really looking forward to. Like, I miss my coworkers, most of them, but I really liked being at home this week and kind of doing my own thing, which I'm sure everybody likes, but it was pretty awesome, and I'm going to miss it, but it is what it is. Maybe someday he'll get a super wonderful job, and I won't have to work full-time. I'll just be part-time, and then I'll get to make stuff, and yeah. So what else is going on? Let's see. So next month is Fiber in the Burrow. I don't know how much video I'm going to be able to take when I go there because it is on the same day as the Bell Buckle Crafts Fair, which I go to with my mom every year. So we're going to go to Bell Buckle first and then stop at the Fiber in the Burrow on the way home. So I'll have my mom with me, and I'm kind of a little bit about recording with people. So I don't know. I'll probably take some pictures and stuff that I'll figure out a way to put on here. So that's coming up and I'm super excited. What else is going on? Not much is going on with me. Everything, I'm pretty like, I don't have a lot going on all the time. Yeah. Let's see. What else is there? Oh, I got to do my little recommendations. I haven't really been reading too much new. I have been kind of listening to some audiobooks, but they haven't been anything like, woo, spectacular. So I'm not going to really recommend anything of those. Podcasts I've been watching. I've just been watching my regular ones. I've been watching Brooklyn Knit Folk and Hannah and the Crafty Chat. She's doing weekly ones now, which is awesome because I run out of stuff to watch. So, and then I have actually watched non-knitting related. I've watched a couple of episodes. I was trying to bring it up because I can remember what the name of it is. It's like it's called Guildbrook Farms is the name of the podcast, and it's not really, it's kind of a podcast. I'm not really sure. It's Guildbrook. It's a simple, sustainable living video, but the lady who does it is just really nice to listen to, which is weird. I'm not really she does stuff like prepper stuff and talks about chickens, and I'm not a farm girl at all, and I don't can and all that kind of stuff, but I just find it really interesting. So that's something, if you're interested, I would recommend. So Guildbrook Farms, and she's just really interesting to listen to. She's really like a normal type person. She's not like, what am I saying? She's not like weird stuff. It's very like relatable. That's what I was going for. Relatable. So that's what I've been watching. I do have another Yarngasm Full and Vine podcast to catch up on, so I'm excited about that. As in shows I've been watching, I've been watching the originals on Netflix, which is okay. It's a little bit, I think I might have talked about this last time. I'm still watching it. There's like 4 seasons, so it's taking me a while. I think there's 4 seasons. I don't know. I think I'm on season 2. So, it's okay. It's not, it like sucks you in, but it's kind of one of those shows where they set you up to like somebody, and then you kind of end up not liking them, and then you kind of like it. It's just, But I'm still watching Blue Bloods. It's a show that I will start over just from the beginning every so often to let run in the background while I'm crocheting or whatnot. So yeah, so that's what I've been doing. And this is Mr. Henry. Y'all have seen him before. You want to say hi? That's his way of saying hi. I wish Gus would come on back in here. Okay, so I was going to tell you. This is the story I missed that I was going to tell you about. So Gus, whose name was originally Gus Gus. So I said, well, I'm not calling him Gus Gus. But Gus is really cute. Gus and Henry. So if I can get him to lay down, it would be good. So, but what Gus was, is Adam was like, my husband was like, I don't know, I need another cat. And I said, what about him being our anniversary present? Your anniversary present to me, because it's our 2-year anniversary was yesterday. So he was like, really? That's what you want of anything? I said, yes, that's what I want. So, Adam, your 2-year anniversary item on the charts or whatnot is actually something made out of cotton. Okay? So Adam says, I don't want to call him Gus. I don't want to call him Cotton. They're acting a fool. So, here's Gus, aka Cotton. So that's why his name is Gus /Cotton. And what's crazy is he actually answers to Cotton more than he answers to Gus. So I'm still fighting the good fight in keeping his name Gus. But my husband is calling him Cotton, and he seems to like Cotton better. So we don't know. His name might be Gus. It might be Cotton. He's still kind of getting used to it. So yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I actually got through the whole thing before my husband got home, which is awesome. So I'm going to upload this, and then it's Thursday today, but it might be Friday before it goes up. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you do, give me a thumbs up or subscribe, please. Do you hear that? That's Henry being pissy because Gus is in his bed. But places to find me. Freak out. Places to find me. I am on Facebook as Crocheting Stitch, on Instagram also as Crocheting Stitch, and on Ravelry as Crocheting Stitch. So anywhere you can find me as Crocheting Stitch. I have a Etsy shop, as you know. It's also Crocheting Stitch. It's not been updated in a little while. I need to get back on that. But, yeah, so that's wherever you can find me. Feel free to comment if you have any questions, or go over to our Ravelry group, which is Crocheting Stitch as well. There is a questions section that you can ask questions, and I will get back to you on them. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Bye!